I like Fenders, but I'm not familiar, I wasn't familiar with Fender Jazzmasters, Jaguars, those guitars. So just it was an impulse buy. What this is about is a problem with a bridge that I discovered is a problem for many and became a giant problem for me. Basically, the height of the bridge is really high. Most, I guess, rhythm guitar players understand. Elvis Costello really likes this guitar. The one thing I don't like about it is the height of the strings. Now, I raised the saddles as high as I possibly could. I don't know if you can see it. But when I first got it, the adjustment screws were flush with the top of the saddles. So they were as high as they could possibly go, which meant that the action was literally, probably a good 3/4 of an inch, if not an inch, off the fretboard. Then I started doing some Googling, and I found out online a lot of people complain about not just the height of the bridge, but buzz from the saddles. And my understanding, I have not taken out the bridge, but I understand the bridge, they just drop in with 2 posts, and they're not firmly in place because when you put the whammy bar in, this is supposed to rock a little bit. If it were firmly in place, you'd be sawing your strings off. So that's partly why the posts are not meant to hold the bridge rock solidly into the body. I'm not having a problem with the fret buzz so much, but I am having a problem also with the string sliding out of the string slot right here. If I probably just bend a little bit, it'll pop right there. All I did was bend a little bit. Say it's a half note bend. It'll pop right out. So I'm not trying to correct the buzz because I'm not really getting buzz, except for when I lowered the bridge, the saddles here, and the strings were hitting this outside rail. What the purpose of this rail is for, I don't have an idea, any clue. Even if I ground away this rail, because of the height of the posts, I still have pretty high action. So another thing I did was, and thankfully somebody suggested this to me on the internet, I shimmed the neck. When you shim the neck, basically you have to take the neck off. You unscrew the plates, the screws from the back, and what you do is you get, oops, I'm hand holding this camera. You have to put something into the neck pocket, and you can, I don't know if the camera will pick this up because of the lighting, but putting in a piece of paper or cardboard or whatever it may be to shim raises the height of this part of the fretboard. See, I needed to raise up the fretboard to kind of meet the height of the saddles. So I cabled the strings, I unscrewed the neck, that way I was able to save the strings, and I found like a plasticine card. At first I used just a single strip, but then I ended up folding the entire card to get the lift I wanted. So for a shim, that's pretty thick. So in my goal to have lower action and not have the string slide out, I found a little gizmo called the Fret Buzz, which, where is it? I found this little gizmo, which is supposed to help reduce, not Fret Buzz, it's called Buzz Stop. It's supposed to help reduce the buzz that happens a lot from this unstable bridge, but that's really not my goal. I'm trying to create a bigger string angle break. I don't know if you can see that. Let me take the trim bar off. If you look at the angle break there, there's really not much of a break. So that means that, in my mind at least, that there's just not enough tension coming down on the string to hold it in place, and that's why if I do a simple bend, the string will pop right out of the groove. So that's my plan. I'll see if it works. I'm going to have to take these strings off, and I'm also going up in gauge. This was strung with 0.09s from the factory. I'm going to put heavier strings on it with the hopes that the slightly heavier gauge will increase the string tension. So hopefully the increased string tension and the increased string break will put enough pressure down on the saddles so this string doesn't just pop right out. And it's not just the high E, it's happened to all the strings. Anybody that has a Jaguar, a Jazzmaster, look at this. Even the E had somehow popped out. I didn't even do that before. So these just pop out very easily. Before I spend any more money on this, I'm just working with the stock hardware. So what I'm going to do is unstring the guitar, screw in the buzz stop. See, this is the buzz stop. The strings will ultimately come through the stop plate. The strings will come through, down and under, and ideally, once this is screwed in, I will have a greater angle break and give me a little bit more pressure here. That's my plan. I'm not going to make you watch me unstring a guitar, so we'll see how it goes.